Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. So it's down to business here. It does seem to be a 4-3-3, Jim.
Well, one of the attacking advantages in this setup, Peter, is the impact that can be made between fullbacks and the attacking wide players. These combinations, when worked well...
And Cruyff! Superb goal!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
And that really is so... And there's the shot! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Raul is offering a wry smile there.
And we have our very first corner. He's going for goal! Superb from Ribéry! That is a gem! An absolute gem! And once more, we are all square. You score, we score.
Yeah, and analysis of the goal should take a back seat to the importance of a committed reaction. This is wonderful to watch.
That's wonderfully done. Crisp hit, true finish.
If you have that good a connection, you know where that's going to end up, Peter. I think he knew the moment he caught it.
So they have it all to do again.
Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter. Yeah, there's the old cliche about how teams can lose focus after scoring, but you still have to take your chances. Brilliant.
And he's intervened well there. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And he was quick to react. Wilshere. Just about midway through the first half, and it has been an engaging watch. He has a look. Batistuta! He's done very well to get to that.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Oh, he's been flattened there. Stojkovic will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Pinches it off him. Uruguay have the chance to go the other way. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
It's their second corner of the game. It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Uruguay are looking to go forward now. And it's dealt with by the outrushing keeper. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
He's got away. Baresi can clear it away. Now it's Stojkovic. Pass somewhat off target. Donatoni. Rijkaard spots it and intercepts. Knocks it out wide. Now it's Batistuta. Berbatov. Wilshere. Ribéry has found the net here, of course. Quality ball. And it's Berbatov. And that is the end of the first half. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Well, both sides would have expected a closely fought match, and that's pretty much what we've got so far. The early exchanges, I think, in this second half will be worth keeping an eye on to see if any adjustments have been made to change things.
So, all square at half-time, each side matching the other blow for blow at the break. And so the action is resumed. Cafu ventures forward. Silvestre venturing down the left. Looking to play him in. Uruguay come out this half somewhat altered.
Well, I think it's the perfect time to make a change.
Cruyff. Szoboszlai. And here's Berbatov. No, he's had it taken off him. Uruguay can breathe again, just.
Simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Milan have their third corner. Cleared away. He's picked his way through. That is a brilliant interception. And now a sudden chance to counter. Threads one in. Oh, that pass isn't the best. He's gone forward. Uruguay perhaps wondering what the best time is for their next substitution. Milan are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape. Certainly.
Shot a goal! Goal! Milan! And they've got their lead back. The movement so precise. The
attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden...
Chance for a shot! Nicely weighted ball. Oh, that looks a cracking ball. And he's there to retrieve it. Great vision. That's been cut out, well played. And it's Okazaki.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
Raul. It's Raul! That is gorgeous from Raul! Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order. Again, we are level. What a contest!
I could watch this every week, Peter. Talk about strength of character. Wonderful.
Chance, surely! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Oh, he's been caught napping!
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Now it's Donadoni. Into stoppage time, very little left on it. It's a good spell of possession, this. Chiellini. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Decent game of football, that. Intense, intriguing, and both sides, as it turns out, unable to be separated. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. Well, we're on the way. Santos have gone 4-3-3. Jim, how do you interpret that?
Well, one of the attacking advantages in this setup, Peter, is the impact that can be made between fullbacks and the attacking wide players. These combinations, when worked well, can be a real handful for any opposition, and we're likely to witness that again. You often see the wide man...
Batistuta! Oh, the ball's run loose here. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Well, I think it's going to be hard, Peter, not to pick out the very talented Michael Olise here. We love his creativity and his ability to...
Good effort from distance. Oh, cracking effort.
Oh, the technical control was exquisite. The pummeled attempt was exasperating.
Berbatov. And he's let fly. Rizal is someone with real dynamite in his boots. It's roll! Oh, how good is he? Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch and they're dazed.
You felt it was coming, 1-0.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
Beckenbauer. Now it's Berbatov. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. Donatoni.
This is the time you need that pace.
30 minutes gone. Now it's Batistuta. Raul tries to play it through, and the through ball. Beckenbauer calmly anticipates, and that's a good-looking ball. Rizal. Neymar. Neymar! And it's hit the woodwork and out!
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Batistuta, and he welcomed... And the shot! Glorious! That is a gem! An absolute gem! They have come roaring back!
Well, I always thought they had it in them, Peter. They upped the quality as needed, and once they got going, they were awfully hard to stop.
Getting up there! Oh, not this time, but a lot of applause for the thought.
Yeah, that was really sharp. That kind of delivery can play havoc with defences.
There will be 1 minute at a time.
Silvestre is looking to influence the game from out wide. Olise receives it in a wide position. Donatoni. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They've both given it a really good go, and they head into the break all square. So we reach the halfway point.
Well, I think keeping our neutral hats on, Peter, this is more than a decent game of football where we've seen plenty of creativity. Both sides really ought to be looking to up the urgency, though.
Uruguay are level pegging at half-time then, and it's a finely balanced game. 1-1 the score. So straight into the second half. Rijkaard, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Pinches it off him. Aimed beyond the defence. Ribery. That's a little off target. Ball is over the line. Played up towards the front line. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Plays a sharp little ball here. Roberto Carlos. Wilshere charging forward, the ball at his feet. And here's Berbatov, takes a shot! Always going over the top.
Uruguay really are good at what they're doing. They'll gladly take any opportunity to launch that counter.
Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. And that's been slipped through, and he's... Great chance! Goal! Uruguay! And again they hit the front. You don't keep those out. He knew, he just knew.
Oh, that's an incredible shot. The dip and the curl he managed to get on it. Impeccable technique, Peter. Absolutely impeccable.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for. Nicely weighted ball. Van Bouten gets over and intercepts. Always onto this. Olise! Olise! And here's Olise.
Santos really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Neymar. They want to be quick to recover this. That is good alertness. Now, can they get him away? And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside.
Substitution for Santos. Number 19. Olise.
Ah, now some movement on the bench, and we are going to see a change. So, time for a potential game changer.
Yeah, I think it's time for some brave decision-making.
Wilshere running with the ball. Uruguay moments now away from seeing this one out. Rijkaard is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Goes for the shot! It's run loose, who's going to get there?
There will be 3 minutes at a time.
Rijkaard. Neymar. Passing is crisp and sharp. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Wilshere. And the referee brings it to a close. Well, that was good. A terrific advertisement for attacking football. Both sides... Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. And that gets things running. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Well, Peter, it would have to be the highly rated Dean Howson. The perfect blend of total football and tiki-taka. I like the front-footed approach he takes to defending. He's very effective, pushing people. And, you know, he has a real air.
And Batistuta! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Well, it's almost like he had too much thinking time there, Peter.
Batistuta. Massaro. Nah, he's had it taken off him. Great vision. Berbatov picks it up out wide. Oh, good-looking ball. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Donatoni. Cafu. No, he's not getting his way this time. Xavi Alonso. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
And this is Totti. Roberto Carlos. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Now it's Berbatov. Now, can they get him away? And this is Berbatov.
Madrid definitely like their pressing from the front.
Yeah, it's relentless at times, Jim, isn't it? High energy, high intensity.
Standard practice nowadays, Peter. Make sure you don't give your opponents any time to think on the ball.
And there's his chance to lead the counter. Now it's Batistuta. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Xavi Alonso gets a foot in here. Oh, he's having a go! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
And we have our very first corner. Messi plays it short. Real chance! It's their second corner of the game. And it's been taken short. Uruguay have the chance to go the other way. Berbatov gets into a good position. Rijkaard is the team's great visionary. Quality ball. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Howson cuts it out. And it's Ribéry. And here's Donatoni.
That was lovely, that.
Knocks it out wide. Cafu plays it in. Punched away. Cleared without hesitation.
Will be 1 minute added time.
Now that looks a decent ball. Massaro. And he's managed to get free. Totti. Totti! And that marks a high-octane end to the first half. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. So very little to report. Nothing, indeed, in terms of goals scored.
Well, this will have given them a chance to look for any potential holes and...
Nicely for 45 minutes, but still no goals. It is 0-0 at half-time. Nil-nil, and we're at the halfway point. Now it's Berbatov. And Berbatov! Dimitar Berbatov, brilliant!
I kind of had a feeling it was going to be him, Peter. He's one of those players who has a natural knack of reading the tide of a game, and he knew it was his time to make his mark. Sensational.
That is lovely, finished with amazing expertise.
Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter, and while many might have just lashed out at it, he took his time and he put it where very few can.
Uruguay have broken through. It's 1-0.
Well, it looks like a bit of half-time encouragement was all that was needed, because we have a very different game on our hands now, Peter.
Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Tries from a long way out. And a terrific save from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Corner number 2 then. Rijkaard with the clearance. And now they can just about within shooting range. And no one is overly concerned about that.
Well, he's hit it well enough for me. I suppose it could be a deliberate attempt to just draw that defence out.
So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, I think it's pretty clear. The message is to get the job done, and the sooner the better.
Out towards the flank. Can he get on the end of this? Shapes to shoot! Oh, how's that for a goal? Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! And with the match slipping away, they have hauled themselves off the canvas. Well, no goalkeeper would keep that out. It really was a bullet.
Well, Peter, it would have taken something incredible for the keeper to keep that one out. It was absolutely spanked.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
Uruguay clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted. Madrid clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
There's the shot! And how did he not put that away?
That could yet prove very pivotal. Chances like that just can't be wasted.
Substitution on the field, number 6, Massaro.
Well, there is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change. A game with so much to recommend it. Fabulous contest, but still no clear winner.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won. Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Wilshere. And he is dashing away. Good chance here! No, not quite.
Well, they shouldn't be dawdling at this stage. They need to get the ball in the mixer, and quickly.
Azar. Serginho is one whose deliveries we all know about. Cafu. And time is up. Decent game of football, that. Intense, intriguing, And both sides, as it turns out, unable to be separated. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. And we're underway.
I'd really like to see Ronaldinho given freedom on the left flank here, Peter.
Yeah, the idea being that, of course, he can make good use of those dancing feet.
Yeah, and playing out wide just gives him more room and allows him to come inside onto his stronger foot, either to shoot or to link up with those who are congregating centrally.
Now it's Berbatov. Oh, that's a vigorous challenge. You have to say that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's Forlan! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Forlan is offering a wry smile there. Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
And a header! Goal!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
Great corner, and he did the rest.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Oh, he certainly caught him there. It's a free kick.
We all love a trier, Peter, but the wiser choice would have been ball into box.
Here's Stoichkov.
Uruguay.
Speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Stoichkov is offering some sort of an apology there.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
It's a good run down the right. Can he get it through? Stoichkov wants to run onto this. Punched away. And now they can spring out of defence. And this is Shevchenko. Van Balten. And it's Soboslai. Now it's Berbatov. Goes for goal! And he's gone looking for safety.
Uruguay certainly could do with a positive spell.
That's rather hopeful. Oh, needed to be more decisive in the end.
Well, it's a shame it ended up a little wasteful. They had the perfect opportunity to break away, and then they go and do that. It's got to be a quicker transition.
And that's been won straight back. Threads one in. That's been cut out, well played. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation.
Ronaldinho!
Ronaldinho made it all look so simple there before he invited his own complications.
And here's Stoichkov, goes for the shot! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. It's a decent watch, a frantic watch. It is half-time. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs.
I'd like to draw your attention to
Uruguay go in at half-time with a game to chase.
It's been a pretty tepid display. They'll want to use this break wisely to regroup and come out with some fresh initiatives. This is all still very salvageable, maybe even winnable.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon.
Substitution for Uruguay. Number 21, Stoichkov.
We're on the move again.
Field is
Uruguay really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too...
Oh, he's having a go! Fantastic from Forlan! A finish of true class! And there's the goal they've been looking for. And that is stunning, just too hot to handle.
Well, that was hit with genuine ferocity. You just don't stop those, Peter.
Arsenal are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
Well, now's the time you could afford to be more daring, Peter. Maybe
Goes for a shot!
we'll simply have to tip his hat to the keeper here because that was a magnificent save.
And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Now it's Forlan, played out to the left flank. Well timed, excellent interception. Nicely weighted ball. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose. He's having a hit! And again, he is at his elastic best.
Great stop from the keeper. That was something else. He's definitely coming out.
Good chance here! And that's another fine save.
Forlan really must be thinking what more he could have done there. It's another inspired save.
Corner number 2 then. Impressive jump!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Arsenal are looking to go forward now.
Welcome to modern football. You get hounded by everyone.
And Berbatov! And a terrific save from the keeper.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Corner number 3 coming up. And now a sudden chance to counter. Forlan gets on his bike and on the move. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. And he's managed to gift it back. Oh, easy pickings there. 75 minutes played. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Wilshere. And here's Berbatov. Berbatov! They want to be quick to recover this. Dealt with nicely by the defence. Lofted in. Terrific effort! And that's a tidy finish. Back to within 1. Interesting. Broad smiles all round. It is indeed a fine, fine header.
Oh, it's a fantastic assist as well, Peter. Delivered at pace, the diversion, that's all that was needed.
Just 1 in it now.
Well, I think that...
Applies the finish! A collective sigh of relief from the defence.
That's great industry from the front line there. A lot of chasing, a lot of pressure, and they forced the error.
There will be 5 minutes added.
5 minutes to add. Now it's Shevchenko. Szoboszlai. Donadoni. Donatoni plays it in. It's loose and there's a race for the ball. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. And that's that. Uruguay can justifiably find this a hard one to swallow. They gave it their all, but ultimately they have fallen just short. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. And we're underway. Szoboszlai reaching 3 figures in terms of his appearances for the club.
Well, that milestone might be on the back of his mind.
For goal! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that. All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
And that has sent him sprawling. Uruguay are looking to go forward now. Well timed, excellent interception. Roberto Carlos making good progress. Rijkaard. Wilshere proves just a little bit too strong. And he's let fly! A collective sigh of relief from the defence.
That's great reading of the game, and it led to a decent chance. Cracking aggression.
Rijkaard. Look at the space here! And it's been given away. Oh, shooting chance!
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. No goals as yet. Good running, strong and purposeful. Cafu has given away a free kick. It's a good 30, 35 yards out. And he has kept it out somehow.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? Swings. A header! Azar.
Liverpool really look like a team that's set up to absorb pressure. They don't mind being on the back foot.
But with something up their sleeve.
Yeah, they clearly feel they can hit hard on the counter-attack thanks to their pacey options. That was well seen too. Good clearance.
Lee Kang-in can so cleverly bypass the press. Now it's Azar. Roberto Carlos. Onuachu. Rijkaard. Xavi Alonso. Now it's Inzaghi. Azar. Lovely feet. Oh, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined.
I'm not sure the shot was ever on there, really. There were just too many bodies in the way, Peter.
And that has been cut short. Passing is crisp and sharp. Picked out, it's Inzaghi! Marvellous goal!
Surprise, surprise. Look who turns up to give his side the ultimate lift before the break. Now we can look forward to a whole different game in this second half.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Liverpool are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Liverpool have penetrated for the first time.
Well, I think the managers are going to have to...
Here's a chance! And that marks a high-octane end to the first half. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. Uruguay trailing by the tightest of margins at half-time.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. The second half is... Chance for a shot! Oh, surely that deserved a better outcome.
Yeah, that was really sharp. That kind of delivery can play havoc with defences.
That's a throw. Van Dijk. Rijkaard is always scanning the pitch for targets.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Onward. He's having a hit! Wilshere. He's gone for goal! A real chance and a real let-off.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
Van Balten kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Uruguay are very much in the game and matching the opposition for chances.
That ball looks a good one. Good read, needed to be. Cafu. And it's White. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Is that a foul? Yes, the referee's given it. And that's going to be a booking. That's a good run down the left. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Hazard, not one to pass up the chance to run up the defence. He loves those duels.
Well, I thought that run had balance and control, skill and strength. The sort of desire we hope will spread.
And that is out of play. It's a poor throw that, picked off with relative ease. That's put paid to the danger.
Uruguay really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
No, it's come to nothing.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
There will be 1 minute added
Now,
time.
try to spin that positively. I certainly can't. Van Balten gets across to Inter. And that's it. So in the end, one goal did it. An exciting encounter where both sides produced a genuine effort.